Clubhouse, there was hundreds of people in the room, and Nelson and Isaac Hayes were like duking it out. It was kind of funny.
And was there a very high level understanding of?
I honestly don't even remember. I think that Nelson made a comment about fan base, and it just spiraled and went out of control.
Oh, what happened?
There's a technical misunderstanding, and there was a glitch in him being able to get into the system, and he took it really badly, and just overreacted completely, and that's where it basically spiraled. That's all.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to get across, it's not a feature issue. The problem, they're spending resource and time on the wrong problem in my mind.
Correct.
It's not on features.
And the thing, Marvin,
I'm missing what you're saying, Marvin.
What I have said from the very beginning, Marvin, is that Clubhouse is what it is, not because of its features, not because of people needing another audio app in their lives. Clubhouse is what it is because of the momentum it had when it happened. It was the pandemic. Everyone was at home.
Close. I have a little bit of an alteration to that. I think that I think you have to have certain tickets.
That's one of the factors.
Yes, exactly. That's what I want to get across, is that it is a multi-factor truth that you have to win at each echelon in order to get on the train, right?
Because
so it isn't just one.
You're making it so complicated. Like Clubhouse because I'm here. Let's be real.
Nobody is thinking right now. It's like, oh my God, I wonder when the new audio app is gonna come out. You know, like
-3 people are thinking that right now. -3 people are thinking that right now.
For what it's worth, just briefly in any case, it's not what it seems. And I get that from what people are looking at the moment, they might have a perception of what it is, but it's not what it seems.
What is not what it is?
All right, okay, then show us and we will have another opinion later. That's fine, but my opinion...
I may know a little bit more than what might meet the eye, that's all.
Right.
And
another thing, Marvin, that I think they're not really doing right, and again, this only from my own perspective working on technology, is that you guys, or well, whatever, these people are positioning it as an alternative to Clubhouse. If it actually was made...
That's not correct, though.
I'm not done speaking. If it actually was made to tackle other type of segments, other industries, other markets, then they shouldn't be positioning it as like, oh, the audio app, let's move from Clubhouse to Chatter. You know, like, try to address the market with the right messaging. Are you going to be competitor of Zoom? Are you going to be competitor of Teams? Are you going to be competitor of other apps that are doing streaming, you know, for podcasts? Like, what is your market?
But you're missing out because you clearly have not been part of the conversation that has outlined part of what you are wanting to be able to hear. You haven't been there to be able to listen to it. So I get it that, you know, people are having opinions about what it is, what it's meant to be doing, how it should be positioning itself, when it should be doing it, and so forth. But there are a lot of people who are going over there and seeing something that's on a very superficial level. That's my point.
I've got a question. When do we get to unburden ourselves from what it was and get to accept what it will be?
Oh my God. Jeff, quit your day job. It's time. Quit your day job. I'm gonna buy a ticket to the comedy show on Friday night.
Oh, okay. You know,
I'll bring all my friends.
Why
won't you pay? Get it for free here.
When I wake up for like the first 30 minutes.
That was like 2 hours ago? Right. Look.
Daniel, stop flirting with me. You're married.
I think Issa and Rohan both have a point.
My eyes are...
And I want to stress...
Go on, Marvin. Go on.
Yeah. I want to stress, obviously, Rohan has, you know, kind of more insider information. Understood. That makes sense. But also, you know, what we don't know as civilians on the outside is we don't know what the strategy is to build this product and to bring it to market. So, this could all be a period of time where this initial investment of time and money was to get it to this point. And right now it's only being used for a purposeful testing period and bug finding period. And that's it, right? In order for him or they to properly present the vision
So he identifies
of the product and to go and get proper funding and maybe expertise or leadership in order to get the product to a proper market innovation or market segment, which I don't think exists. That's my opinion, right? I don't think there is going to be a place where they're going to generate revenue in the manner in which they will be able to sustain, have sustainability without funding. So, or it could be another play, which is like, hey, let's just grow this. Let's raise a 2 million seed round, and then we'll find a buyer. Because some people want it.
I can tell you now, that's not the objective in the slightest. And for what it's worth, right, for a person to be able to spend literally 5 minutes on the app to be able to come up with an idea of what it is, what it's meant to be, where it's going, and so forth. People are going to get the wrong impression and understanding of what it is.
Are we talking
for example,
about American politics or
No, charter.
No, Looney. No, I've been privy to a lot of conversations about it. I have a pretty good understanding of where it's going, where it's at this point in time. And right now, what people are seeing, right, less than like 20 to 25% of the total feature set that's planned for it.
Lauren, I think what you're missing is not, it's not about features.
Yeah, I understand that the features are a part of the direction which it is going.
I would actually,
Okay.
yeah, I would like to, actually,
That is a big part. That is a big part.
It's a
Sorry,
marketing
Al?
problem then. No, so bottom line then, from what I'm hearing, it's a marketing problem.
It's not a marketing problem at
No,
all.
it's not. Hold on.
No,
Let's
it's
Daniel
not.
talk. He is a product manager, and he has many years in launching tech out in the market. And I think, I've had a conversation with him about this, and I think that he's pretty on point. So listen to him.
no, I don't have like a specific statement. I play with Charlie and I kind of follow it along like all the time, how they speak about it, how they promote it. I think that Nelson has he's unexperienced. He has a lot of great ideas. But I think what he was doing, I had the same experience with other entrepreneurs that are not product managers. He didn't find a problem and gave a solution. He was actually trying to say, okay, it's a Clubhouse, but you can also do videos and you can also do this, you can also do this. This is not like a definition that people would migrate from Clubhouse to another app. It doesn't solve a problem, and they kind of missed out on the product part of it. The UX and the UI are not great, and I would say the least. And I think that he was missing a big chunk of the people, which are the listeners. He was mostly focusing on the creators, and I think that was a miss from him. I followed the talks that he was doing, and it was like inviting, like months ago when he was starting to kind of have calls. It was mostly focused around creators. And when you launched an app in 2024, it cannot. I'm sorry. And I fully support like entrepreneurs like him, and I really feel sorry that he will waste like time and money, and it will drain him. But I lost the trail of thought.
And also people, what you and I were talking about the other day, Daniel, is that people surrounding him, it's like, instead of criticizing the app, when you are an entrepreneur and you're launching a technology, you want people around you that look for ways to break it so that you understand where to go, what to fix, what's missing. Nelson has surrounded himself with people that are applauding everything that he says. So this is not helpful when you're trying to...
I hear what you're saying. Hang on. Daniel, here for a second. Okay. I hear what you're saying, Issa, and I partially agree. At the same time, there are people that are really quite vocal in terms of saying, hey, look, we need this, that, and the other, and so forth, and changes are occurring. I'm not saying it's the perfect app. I'm not suggesting that. I think it'd be ridiculous to be able to say that. But in the market, looking realistically, where we are at, where things are at on this particular app, okay, which I really appreciate what it's done, the technology that it's utilized, right, its functionality and so forth. Look, the numbers on here are declining rapidly. The content on here is declining rapidly, and that is the reality. That is the fact. Okay, and
yeah, but it doesn't mean that.
Hang on, let me finish. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When you are looking at alternatives to be able to shift a community, okay, this is one option, and I think it is one of the best options that I've seen. I've been on, I don't know, 4, 5, maybe 6 different types of social audio, right, to be able to look at what's going on. So I can tell you, not just from what I see, but what I've got a bit of experience with in terms of product management, in terms of development as well, in terms of the internet, in terms of marketing, and from the conversations that I've had within the community and also directly with creators of it, I can tell you, I feel that 100% there is a much greater chance of getting growth on that app, right, and a greater amount of content, more users on that platform than on this one. That is my point.
Why?
For a variety of reasons, but look, I mean, I don't know.
Why is this declining? And you think that people first of all, why is the reason that people are declining from Clubhouse? Is it like a problem? And I tell you what, I think that
is it when I was you want to answer to, or do you want to answer yourself?
No, you will answer, but just from our comment about before that I was on a few chatter calls that Nelson did, and I did hear people that came on stage, and as Issa said, when there was a feedback that was not supportive, they were like they were shut down, they were even humiliated. Like, I had a lot of things that I kind of wanted to say very early on, and I didn't want to go on stage because I saw how they were treating people that were giving feedback. They're like, you are empty, they're like negative, like, dude, like, I was just listening, and I saw that they create this, like, this would be the greatest app, greatest features, it's amazing app, like, this is not enough to tell me that it's great, that it's great, that it's great. Like, and that was the problem that I had and I was at least, I think, in like 8 calls that he did, Nelson, and I never went on stage, even though I had lots to say, and I thought that actually he could use the help. The first thing that I would tell him is, like, hire a very good product manager.
Okay. Seed roundings are effective within the next couple of days. They've already put out advertisements to be able to advertise for people to be able to join. Part of the marketing team. Also, 3 more developers will be coming on within the next short period of time. There are bugs on there. It is in beta stage. I'll just reiterate, it is a beta product at this point in time. It is not finished. People who are going on there should recognize and understand it is in beta. Okay, and it is not perfect. And I accept, I accept I see what you're seeing to a degree. Okay, and I think it's really important that when you're creating something like this, that you listen to what people are wanting. I don't disagree with that. And there's a lot that's being said I actually do agree with. But it doesn't change the position that I'm in at this point in time in the slightest, because I understand and I do know what is on the horizon on there and what it is right now and where we are on here. And I think, look, I mean, we're going to pontificate in terms of why this app is diminishing in numbers, and we could probably take it back a couple of years ago, but I don't see that there's much point. But I think it's important to be able to put into the equation. But a big part of it is about, hey, you know what? Users' needs have not been fulfilled. And that is the case. That is a fact. People have been incredibly pissed off about how this app has gone in version 2. Right? There's not a person. There's a very, very small percentage of people that are really pissed off with it. Okay? And it's great that people were pissed off, right? Because it shows they are passionate about it, that it means something to them, and they're willing to be able to invest, their time and energy and effort in being on here still. That talks in volumes in itself. Another thing that talks in volumes is just consider maybe walking down the street and bumping into 20 people and having a conversation and mentioning the idea of social audio. I guarantee not even half of one of those people, okay, would understand what social audio is about. Why? Because people don't know what it's about. And there are, what Clubhouse has not done, okay, for reasons, okay, is to be able to take, part of what, is the hundreds of millions of dollars, to be able to market themselves when they've got a product fit and, a product that is actually right. Okay, and they haven't done that. They've missed the boat in doing that. There's been no above the line marketing or advertising, no below the line advertising or marketing, barely any PR that's been going out there, and hence another reason why there's been a diminishing number of people on the app. Their shift, their pivot towards Clubhouse 2.0 has been a failure of massive proportions. And now, only now in recent times, have they been choosing to be able to, hey, you know what? We better listen to people. And now even more so because Chatter is actually providing seemingly what people want. Clubhouse is now listening and saying, oh, okay, geez, we better do something before we lose people. And they know that they're losing people. And there's very good reason for it.
I want to give you an example, okay? Grindr, for example, that we were talking about before, okay? Grindr is a very, 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 very simple app, okay? You see a grid of guys that is like by distance, and you can chat with them. And very simple idea, but it was groundbreaking. Same as that Clubhouse was groundbreaking. It was the first social audio that really kind of took off. After that, Twitter added it, Telegram added it, everybody copied it. And then, many people said, okay, I will do Grindr, but with video, or I will do Grindr with this feature, this feature, this feature. It's not enough to create like a community that will migrate, especially when users have like, they're used to something, they already have like a followers list, they already have their profile set up, they already invested in it. What Nelson did, he went a bit too wide and too big. Instead of doing like a minimum viable product and first proving doing a proof of concept that the idea works, that people come, that it grows, and then from there learning, doing A/B testing, understanding what they need, and then adding features like one after another, he went just too wide. That is just the thing. And it really saddens me because I'm kind of, I've been following this because I love entrepreneurship, okay? I work with startup. I myself launched more than 30 apps. And I see it as, and I follow Nelson since the beginning of the war, by the way. I started listening to him on Twitter. And then he actually the one that reminded me that Clubhouse exists. So this is when I came here. And he's a good guy. He's a young entrepreneur, and he has a lot of energy and a lot of efforts. And for me, it's really sad. I'm kind of seeing a slow-mo train wreck, and I cannot do anything about it. Even when I wondered, I didn't see that there was like an open ear. And this is why, I don't know, maybe you will talk with him. The best thing that I would recommend for him right now is to find someone that has, and I saw who he's bringing. He brought like this artist and he brings technology. He needs someone that understands product and understands users. He doesn't have that. He needs to have someone that he can trust next to him that will actually do the job. Because even the way that the app looks and behaves, it's not 2024 standards. And users have standards. Features is not enough. But I want that thing will be seamless. That if I do a long press, I know what will happen. Like a lot of things there are like feels a bit like outdated. And that is like, and I'm saying it I'm really wanting to succeed. This is why I'm following this Chatter for a long time. And it saddens.
Just by the way, it's not. I don't know whether you realize, but it's not being positioned as another social audio app. And it's not being positioned as just another social audio app with video feature. That's not what it's about.
They always compare it to Chatter. They always talk about. Yeah,
I know, because there's an element of relatedness. There's an element of relatedness that people can understand. Say, it has similarities to.
It's rooms, and people go on stage and they have a chat. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but it is Clubhouse with more features.
Can I get in for 1 second? I want to have this conversation at length, and I only have 20 minutes before a call, but I want to come back and have it. Rohan, clearly your position is that Chatter is going to do something, or it's going somewhere, right? Can you share with us as much as you can, or however you can, where it is that you feel that this product is going to go?
Not feel, think. I don't know what you want.
I use the word feel specifically.
Yeah,
I use the word feel specifically.
I can answer
He's not. Marvin, he's not.
And I'm asking Rohan.
Yeah.
Marvin.
Everybody should
He's a woman. He's not a woman, so he thinks. He's not feeling.
I can answer for him. It's going to the moon.
Yay, you and me! Where do I think it's going?
feel. Where do you feel it's going?
No, women feel. He thinks.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Where do I see that it's going from the limited understanding that I have? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where I see it going is in an upward trajectory in terms of being able to supply more interesting information and more user base, like a more active user base on the actual app in itself in a short. Okay. Like I said, I see on here a diminishing number of rooms and also people.
Hold on. No, let's not go to Clubhouse because this isn't about Clubhouse. This isn't about Clubhouse. This is about Chatter.
I'm making comparison.
Right, but I don't want to hear the comparison because I think the comparison is completely irrelevant. It's anecdotal. And you have chosen.
It might be irrelevant to you. It might be irrelevant to you, but it's not irrelevant.
Right, but I want to explore you. So you're saying that the reason why Chatter is going to go somewhere is because Clubhouse isn't.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Michael, great. Thanks so much. Appreciate you.
You just said little words. Come on.
I know, it's just annoying.
Well, show a little patience.
If Michael wasn't annoying, he wouldn't exist.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
I love
great.
Michael. Don't
where I see it going? Can you, Michael, do your best and try not to interrupt just for a moment. Where do I see it going? I see the added element at this point of time, and remembering, keeping in mind that there's only 20 to 25% of the total feature set that's available at this point in time, I think is telling in itself. I think at the moment what they're doing is trying to fix some of the problems, which every product does when it's in beta stage. What we have on here is functionable. At the moment for what it is on Clubhouse in terms of having social audio connections. Okay. Where do I feel it going? There is a number of things that sort of lead me in direction saying, okay, look, having video, okay, as a possibility for an extra means of communication between people is one thing I think is a really positive thing. People will be interested in that. Having the ability to be able to grab streaming video in incredibly high quality will also attract many different types of markets and many different types of users as well. And it's a matter of, I think, getting that message out. And what I understand as being the mechanism in itself of getting the message out, and that's the reason why I said that less than half of 20 people, would actually understand what social audio is about. If you bump into them, is about how the users will help to be able to spread the word of what this platform is about by multicasting and simulcasting rooms and information from the actual platform, such that people on a variety of other platforms, including TikTok, including Instagram, including X, including YouTube as well, that expands the reach of the understanding of the technology of what Chatter is as an app, okay, not just a social audio function, but as a utility app, will appeal to people, and people have already registered an interest in that and said, wow, okay, this is pretty incredible. That's one element. So the spreading of what the experience is onto a variety of other platforms will bring more people to come in and they will see for themselves what type of usage they could have for it. And the more ideas that open up to this, because it is an extra level and an extra dimension of how this type of technology can be used, I think will bring more people in. There'll be more content, more opportunity for really good conversations, and more for people to be able to get from it. That is in a nutshell, and it's not just about the sharing of streaming video and audio at this point, because there are other things that I don't know about and things that I do know about that can't be spoken about at this point in time. But to have a user base, just imagine you've got to.
Let me just pause there.
Let's say,
Just pause.
Hang on,
But I have to go, and I just want to get my 2 cents in before I leave, because I want to have this conversation.
Okay, but let me finish.
Well, I can't. I actually have to go. I have to go. So I want to say you already said a lot. I want to say something. Right.
There you go.
You have presented a cornucopia on this table on this Thanksgiving dinner of features. Okay, and what my concern is, and not even my concern, right? But what having a lifetime of experience of bringing products to market, what he is doing is a variety of things, specifically in the area of experimental R&D, and also trying to change human behavior. When you go into those areas, you cannot do them unless you have a solid foundation. And I don't see the solid thing, the utility, the emotion, the brand. I don't see any of those three right now that are going to want me to use the basic features of that platform. That's why I stay on Clubhouse. The advanced features and the exploration and the R&D and the changing of human behavior and making of marketplaces, that is all of the advanced things that you need a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of control of your own code. And what I mean by control is that you need to have a shit hot team that can turn on a dime and can deliver a modification or an iteration in a way that nobody notices, right? Again, I don't know the backstory, I don't know the funding, and I don't know the operational architecture of that business, because those things are taken into consideration, right?
Yeah.
But what I do know is there's a lot on that Thanksgiving dinner. It's all delicious, but I don't know if I'm going to eat it all.
Yeah, got it. Look, I mean, it's fair enough to be able to say that the table, okay, is missing a couple of legs at the moment. It's still in beta stage. And I'm impressing upon, any and all, right, regardless of, there's a choice to be able to come onto it or not, that it is not ready for full public release. That's the fact. And I get what you're saying, Marvin, okay? And I have an element of concern because there's no 100% guarantee behind it. But one thing I can be sure of, pretty much, is that Clubhouse is not going to be lasting for too much longer. I don't know. I might be wrong. I don't know. But what I see is what I see. All the shit that's in the hallways, okay? The repeated bloody houses with spam garbage rooms and so forth, the diminishing number of people on here is not, it's not an illusion, okay? It is what it is. There's hardly any content. And if anybody can argue against that, then fine, I'm happy to hear it.
I can argue.
But this is the way I see it.
Not everything is like debates.
Oh my God, Jeff. That's a ridiculous comment. We can debate about that if you.
Would it be healthy?
Yeah, I think so.
Who's moving like that to the audience, dude?
I don't know, but the good work.
Don't.
Jeff, I'm offended that you didn't acknowledge my presence.
Who was that? Oh, there's so many glitches on this app. I don't even see who you are that spoke. Rowan, for the record, I've been actually logging this. My rooms, Issa's rooms, they are in fact not shrinking. There are people on this app. They like this app, and they're not here for the features. They're here for the relationships they have with people. So that's the piece you clearly don't understand. But that's fine. You still manage to come to my room every day because of the relationships you have with people.
I don't disagree with you, and it's not to be able to say that the two positions are mutually exclusive to themselves. Okay, understand this, Jeff. I appreciate exactly what you're saying. The community actually makes a huge difference.
A couple of years ago, I was
Sorry,
doing
did
a
you
little
mute
bit
me?
No,
Oh, okay, great.
I thought you were done. You muted.
No, McZed muted me. Fuck off.
Why are you doing that?
Because he's being spiteful. He's causing problems. Always causes problems by interrupting people. He did it. He did it before again.
Can I bring
I asked
him up
him very
again?
kindly. Okay, I'll bring him up.
I mean, get him up. Use your experience on Grindr to get mixed up.
Okay, I did it.
Yeah, I've invited him back up.
Makes that coming up.
Jeff, by the way, I'm glad you're not getting shrinkage, and that's a very important thing. And I'm glad that the rooms, that you're holding, right, still make space for people to be able to connect. I actually really appreciate that in a big way. Okay, it doesn't mean that what I've said is inaccurate. There is clearly a diminishing number of users on the app. There are barely any new people that are coming on the app, and this
there's definitely an issue with people meeting people on this app. That is absolutely true.
And the numbers.
I would say that I have not seen people leaving this app until you started recruiting them away from this app for a while. Like it's been very stable. It's been very stable. It's been very stable for the last, 3, 4, 5 months.
Well, here's another issue.
I think that's a little bit of myopic perspective. Because if you haven't seen numbers diminishing in other areas, then you clearly haven't been going into other spaces apart from yours.
Here's another problem.
I mean, my space is amazing. What can I say?
Can you hear me?
I love your space.
Yes, Al.
Okay. Here's another issue that it just keeps getting ignored, but I think a lot of us feel this way. We've connected in other ways with people that we have relationships with. If this app goes away, I won't lose a wink of sleep. I won't. It's not like I'm going to be, oh God, what will I do? I better find another app. I just don't. That's not enough motivation. And I've never been a part of a product launch that was successful where fear-based fear-mongering gets the results. I agree with Daniel wholeheartedly. Solve a problem in a positive way. But the likes of love Roger, but he actually makes me not want to go. The shame, what's wrong with you fucking idiots, you fucking retards. I'm like, you know what? Actually, fuck you. I've never heard of a product launch where that's an actual motivator of people.
Come on, let's be intellectually honest about it. It's not Roger. Roger's got nothing to do with chat.
I'm not done. And he does it in every room, every day, and it's a turnoff. This isn't just me. I have heard this from a lot of people.
I've been bashed every single time I say something about chattering, on his stage, all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Isa, we're never.
Yeah. By the way, El, he's not part of the product.
Care. He's not a good.
He's not talking about it.
It doesn't
and
matter.
He's coming from his perspective. He's not coming from Chatter's perspective. So when you say product launch, it's not part of any. Yeah, El. Okay, he's not paid.
It doesn't matter. He acts like he is.
Right.
Got it. Okay, McZed, did you want to add something to the conversation apart from right? Okay.
It's not a good motivation. It's just
so have it out. Talk with him about it. It's not Chatter. He's not talking on behalf of Chatter, El. I'm not getting emotional. Thanks.
both of you, hold on. We're having here a chill conversation. We're all saying our opinions on Chatter. I don't think that anybody, well, maybe Rohan will have some stakes in it, and if it goes well, he might have some shares. But I don't know.
Hang on. No, hang on. Wait. Let me be really clear. Okay. No. Hang on for a second. No, hang on, Nisa. I don't have any shares. I've got no skin in the game. I've got no investment in the product whatsoever.
Okay, so you make it easier then for me to say what I was going to say. Let's not get emotional about it because none of us are actually investing anything in it. We're just having a chill discussion amongst friends that have known each other here for almost 4 years, and we are all discussing on what is this thing that is coming in parallel to Clubhouse. Do we think it's going to work? Do we not think it's going to work, and why? It doesn't matter. We don't have to fight about it.
Well, Ruth makes a good suggestion. I have an investment in Chatter.
Ruth makes a good point in the chat that there's no privacy policy. So buyer beware.
There is. There is a privacy policy, and that's just another example of people saying things that they don't actually fully know. There is a privacy policy which can be read. It can be accessed very easily. Please have a look.
Oh, shut up, Dennis, you ignorant.
No, you cannot upload an app to the App Store without a privacy policy.
Right. Come on, but
I was just saying Ruth made a good point in the chat. So I wanted to hear what you guys thought about that, because if it's in beta, it doesn't usually have when things are in beta, they usually don't have a privacy policy. So please.
No, but it was launched. It was launched.
Weeks ago, no?
It was launched. If it's available in the App Store and the iOS Store, it means that they have to submit a privacy policy. Otherwise, they cannot publish the app.
100%. Thanks, Daniel.
Okay, but
there are a lot of people. But there are a lot of people who are talking about the app and what they think they know about the app, and and most of the people who are having these opinions.
Dude, but if Glennis
have either not even been on the app.
Then make me want to go. That's the point. Make me want to go.
L.
I'm not feeling more comfortable by this conversation.
So, when do I get to speak as an investor in Chatter? When do I get to speak?
One comment about the privacy policy. I think, Ron, the problem maybe is that on the website of Chatter, there is no privacy policy. So if someone wants to check it, they cannot see it. I guess they submitted it in the App Store, but if you go to their website, it doesn't. It's not appearing there. So maybe that is the cause of the mistake.
Yeah, I know that. Hang on, I know CHATTER, Chatter Social. You might be right, Daniel. I don't know. I know you're absolutely right when you say that it has, like any app, needs to be able to have a privacy policy submitted to both Google Play Store as well as Apple, the App Store as well, before it gets released. I've seen the document, and I know that there is a privacy policy that's there. So it may not have been linked directly to the website, and I've read through most of it in any case.
So I just want to tell everybody I invested in Chatter because I wanted something to take away the quote-unquote content creators from this app. The people who are so self-important that they think their opinion creates content. And I have been successful with my investment because all these people no longer host rooms on here, right? Like Healthy Debates. I mean, they haven't had a room in months. So you should all thank me for getting rid of the people who really are, they don't need to be here. They're not here. We're glad they're not here. And we can have our social rooms and enjoy each other without them disturbing us. Talking about whatever they think is important.
Actually, I will join forces with Jeff. Let's do an association, Jeff. I support this initiative.
Let's move life is better without these self-important ignoramuses. Come on.
Let's
sounded like he just dropped a Kendrick Lamar's.
Do you fall into that category as well? I'm just curious.
Me?
Not at all. I don't provide content. I provide a safe space. That's it.
No,
the content provides itself. I do not
provide content. Absolutely, you do. What are you talking about?
Sometimes he doesn't wear a shirt in his PTR.
Spaces. I provide unsafe spaces.
Oh, that's true.
He should provide unsafe spaces. I provide safe spaces.
Sometimes
there's a need for both of those things. What there isn't a need for is just another room about whether or not like women are abused or like the Middle East or like that we don't need that. So take that over the chatter.
There are people who want to be able to have. There are people who want to have conversations about a whole range of different things, Jeff.
Right.
And like I said to you, I actually really. Well, I don't need to prove it to you.
All those people are not here anymore.
No.
Right.
I don't need to prove it to you. There are people who want to have conversations about a variety of different things for a variety of different reasons. Right. I honestly, I really appreciate the space that you do create and you do put in place, and the comedy that you bring, the lightheartedness and the community that you create around it. Okay, but there are other people who want content to be able to engage with, okay, and meaningful content and also frivolous content.
I mean,
and also,
not enough.
People
we call
people
consumers. We call them consumers.
Right. So it's not about people not wanting to have community at all. In fact, part of the big reason why I feel this urge to be able to bring other people over is because I care about my community, and that's always been my stance. And you know that very, very well. Okay.
Right. Sorry to interrupt you, but my screen just updated finally, and I think we all need to greet M. Hi, M.
By the way, Ron, I don't know if you're in touch with them, but speaking of the privacy policy, so they use like a service that provide privacy policy, but they forgot to fill out some blanks from parts of the so all payment data is stored by you may find the privacy notice links here, and there's nothing, so they need to kind of complete the privacy policy.
Yeah, you're right.
A little bush league.
I picked that up.
So Glenn is
picked that up
right,
as well.
then.
I get it. It heard me on purpose or not, but I did say, and Daniel was actually confirmed it first, he said, look, in order for any product to be able to have access to and be on the app stores, they have to have a privacy policy. So there is a privacy policy that is in place.
To be clear, Chatter's privacy, and I say this as an investor, their privacy policy is you should expect to have no privacy.
You should
They have
expect
a policy,
no privacy.
but anything you do or say on the app is property of Nelson and not Rowan, because Rowan.
Now you're spreading bullshit, because that's not the case. Thank you.
I mean, was there any question whether what I was saying was actually accurate?
No, I got to listen between the lines, though.
Why are you spreading misinformation, Jeff?
Because that's what I do, Isa.
Because he's anti-chatter. He's an anti-chattist.
Me too.
I mean, I'm an anti-chattist. It's true. I'm a bad person.
Okay, some people have got issues with change. That's all.
No, it's not an issue of change. It's that
I don't know what it is. I didn't say that you do, but I said some people do.
Recreating what we have here in terms of community is not something that's likely to actually happen. Right. So my belief is the only thing Chatter is going to do is accelerate the demise of what we enjoy here.
No, it won't. I don't know. 2 years ago,
I don't think so.
2 years ago, when I got clipped, I was so upset with Clubhouse.
Again.
So I started doing a research, right, with another 2 people, and we tried, like 10 different apps, and we found a couple that were actually very good. And one of them was interesting because it was run by conservatives and libertarians. So they were all for like freedom of speech and not banning people and so on and so forth. And so we found it. It was actually, the features were really good and it worked quite well. Remember, it was what was it called?
Green Room.
No.
Fanbase.
No, we tried all of those, but there was this one specific.
LMK.
What was it called? Hold on, Breakout.
The founder died shortly after its launch. One of the founders.
No, it was not the founder. It was the CFO who died.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, so we brought over, remember, El, 300, 400 people. Everyone was like super excited about it because it had better features than Clubhouse, and it was good. And then what happened? What Jeff is saying? the guys that we like to hang out were still in Clubhouse. And this was the place where everybody knew that we were going to find, so everybody just returned. Who is still on Breakout? No one. Zero. I think maybe Sarah Fox, but no one else is in Breakout.
I mean, it goes right back to my very first comment.
Exactly.
Chad's going to fail because I'm on Clubhouse.
Can I do some facts? Facts are Clubhouse in, look.
The fact is, you're very drunk. You're very drunk.
Yeah, well,
everybody say goodbye to T-Rex.
And just let me.
No, we won't let you. You're drunk. I don't like drunk people. I am the only drunk.
You should have come yesterday. Yesterday was a drunk day. Today was
I don't like drunk.
Issa, was that your brother? Come on.
He could barely speak. I'm not.
Yesterday we were all drunk.
I was completely the opposite. I was super talkative. Even more.
In fairness, I used to judge him a lot for being this drunk this early. I don't know why it took me so long to realize he's in New Zealand. And
Jeff, you just need a drink.
It took me like a year to actually be like, oh wait, he's just a regular drunk. He's not like a morning drunk.
Gosh.
Jeff, it makes sense. He's like, yeah,
yeah, but he doesn't bother me. I don't know why he triggers Rohan so much. Anyway, so the point that Jeff was making is actually right, and nobody is. Now you're just bothering me. I'm gonna do what. Do you want me to treat you like you treat like that?
You'll be exed. You'll be exed.
No. Go on.
Don't be so demanding. Rowan, I am open to negotiation if Nelson wants to, unlike you, if Nelson wants to pay me to come to create content and community over there, I am open to negotiation.
Oh, okay. So you're willing to sell your soul to
them? I'm willing to be bought. I am not willing to pretend I have not been bought.
Yeah.
You're not suggesting that being bought, is that right? Do you really think that I think we're being paid?
We are all willing to come over for the
right price.
Rowan, I don't believe you're a slut. I believe you're a prostitute.
Me?
No, Isa.
Why did you say me though?
Seriously, what's up with that, Daniel? Isa, I mean, really, that was kind of interesting how defensive you got. Well, not defensive, but interested you got.
Defensive. I was just corroborating me. And you could have said yes, and I would be like, oh, okay. That's it. Okay.
Just want to make sure that I understand.
Isa, we'll come back. We'll come back to that.
Welcome back to what?
The whole question of slut prostitute Isa. Yeah.
Oh yeah. God.
No slut shaming.
Nobody has called me whore so many times as Yael did that day.
I called you whore for 3 weeks.
She was projecting.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, but just like, she's a whore. She's a whore. She called me 50 times a whore, and then the guys were like, hey, Yael, hold on, stop. What are you doing? And you're save a hoe now. And you're like, God.
I think
every time I saw you for 3 weeks.
I mean, she said it like it's a bad thing.
My name is a hoe.
It's not like it's a bad thing,
What?
It sounds like it's a bad thing, but being a whore, you're an independent woman, you do what you want.
Yes, it's my body, my choice.
Exactly.
I'm profiting.
I'm sensing we're done with this chatter conversation. This whole Isa being a whore conversation is far more interesting.
Maybe she's a cheddar whore. That's all.
Isa wanted to oppose abortion.
That's a less fun conversation.
Who is?
So yeah, Elle called her a
Where's that noise
whore.
coming from?
Who a whore?
Yeah, Elle called you a whore.
Me?
Yeah.
Whore.
Elle called me a whore.
Yael.
No, Yael, not.
Yael. I'm like, Yael didn't call me a whore.
That sounds like you're just learning English this morning.
God.
Elle? No, Elle? Yeah, she called me a whore.
Yep.
And it's okay.
Anyway.
As we say, offense is taken, not
Never given.
No, that's garbage. Whatever.
You see how I'm fixing people, Ron?
You're not. You're delusional if you think you are. Anyway, it's interesting to know that there are so many people who've got opinions that are negative towards Chatter who've never been really spending any time.
Who wants to keep talking about Chatter?
No, but the people.
Rowan, really, we were talking about whether or not or why.
But the people on there, hang on for a second. Yeah, Jeff, okay, great, thanks, great. The people who have actually been on there really like it.
Well, that's amazing. That means that at least you have public. So that's good. I mean, the market is
Then you
big
don't need
now.
us.
Wow.
You don't need us. I hope to
Mate, we don't need all the haters. We don't need all the haters. Honestly,
You don't have to have haters.
Don't expend the energy and the effort on something else.
Rowan, if you don't want the haters, stay on your fucking ass.
Yeah, Sarah.
Oh
Why are you so angry, Jeff? Jeff, why are you so angry? What is your issue? Why are you angry with me?
I'm horny. I'm very horny.
Stay on the fucking up. That is aggressive, man. I don't know what the problem is. Why?
Well, because you're saying you don't want the hate. You're gonna get the hate because we don't appreciate it. We like what we have.
I'm not expressing. I'm not telling.
Get off my lawn.
It's Sarah's. The only one that cannot be muted is fucking Jeff. So it's Sarah's turn to bash Rohan.
Sarah.
Is it? Rowan, are you such a cuck for that app because nobody argues with you or challenges you there?
Hell no. Oh my God.
I have a feeling.
And by the way,
you
I think
only
it's
like
really
agreeable people, and when people don't agree with you, you get really emotional about it.
wow.
No shit. Look at Sarah.
So Sarah, this is really an interesting take on it. Okay, Issa, are you finished? Okay, great. Yeah, Sarah, this is a really interesting take on who I am, what my values are. If you knew much more about me rather than just looking on the surface, you would actually appreciate that I stick around for some of the really difficult conversations. So yeah, I'm happy to be able to have that conversation with you.
Man. Only when you have that green bean.
Hell no. Oh, that's good.
Mixed, you're so funny. Mixed is like, yeah.
Yeah, you throw every 2 minutes to the audience, dude.
I know, he's like he's not actively providing anything to the conversation apart from.
And guys, please don't shout because Nora is sleeping, okay?
It's funny as hell. This is actually pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rowan, for the record, I really like you, and I don't want you to stay on Chatter. But if you're gonna be like, why are you all hating? Then just stay on.
No, yeah, Jeff, I'm just remarking about your comment, which seems to be quite visceral towards me, and it's like, why is this this really visceral?
It's really simple. We have a happy little thing happening here, and like you're constantly like inserting this fear-based need to like go do an app with shitty people and shitty bugs, and like we're happy. We're very happy.
Got it. All right, so I'm not instilling fear. I'm sharing an opinion. I'm certainly not. Hang on, Jeff. Hang on. I'm certainly not spreading fear.
Mute me, bitch.
I'm sharing it. Hang on.
Mute me.
Hang on, Jeff. Come on, man.
Mute
I'm not
me.
spreading fear. Okay. Okay.
He's
Do you want to have a conversation on that?
I'm unmutable. I'm immutable. Oh my God, I'm immutable.
He's unmutable in every way.
I don't know
my God.
what's going on. Why nobody can
I don't know.
read
It's
that.
ridiculous.
Weird.
Look, what I'm gathering from what you're saying is like, okay, I'm not spreading fear. I'm stating what I feel is what's going on. Got it.
Yeah, we've heard your opinion. Many.
And I get that you feel threatened. You're feeling threatened. Where you're coming from is feeling threatened, and that's it.
No, I don't.
You're feeling threatened.
I don't care.
You do.
Look, at the end of the day, Elle and I are connected on Instagram. So if this app went away, I'm fine.
Right. Okay. So, in other words, like connections to other people outside of just Elle are incidental. Okay,
No, it's just about Elle.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Well, Elle and Dr. Jordan, let's be real. I mean, he's my best friend.
Fair enough. Will you take Ishmael on a walk with you, just the two of you?
I like Ishmael. I don't know how I went 3 years without knowing him, but I like it.
He makes nice wine.
By the way, did you read what's happening in Iraq? Okay, they're actually considering lowering the age of marriage from 15 to 9. How amazing is that?
Finally. I don't have to wait.
This is Iraq.
There are a lot of men in the Middle East who can't get a wife if like at that age. So, like they can get a wife at 9, but at 15 it's too hard.
Yeah, this might be solving the problem.
Is it
8 to 9? That's 6 years. How much more do you want?
Oh, Meyer is back. Oh no, he's back.
Like I went to the Iraqi prime minister and I saw his tweet and I was trying to actually understand more about this law for reading their comments. And I didn't really understand what they're talking about, family values, and I didn't really get what the law exactly says. It talks only about this, or it's something that is being translated into this, that it could allow women, girls to get married. Like, is it specifically about this, or is it like more like Sharia or like canceling something else? Do you know like details about what exactly the law?
Enough, I've got it on my profile picture. I had it on all morning, so I was like, "This is crazy," and it's to do with the Iraq's parliament. So like, because it's really political and shit. So it's pretty.
You know, I just want to shame the Iraqi parliament. I'm sorry, I'm speaking whilst you're interrupting me, Rowan. I just want to shame the Iraqi parliament for half steps. I mean, clearly based on the prophet, blessings be upon him, like the proper age for marriage is 6, but sex should only come at 9. So,
is there a bracha for that?
Yeah, that is in Quran. That's according to Daddy Muhammad.
Muslims don't have bracha.
That's not. Okay, whatever. Okay, Sarah. By the way, I actually saw your PTR, which prompted me to look it up. It was like that's where I got the link from.
Do you think? Wow. Do you think that Muhammad ever asked Aisha, "Who's your daddy"? Do you think he ever did that?
Oh no.
So just to clarify, the new law in Iraq suggests that if you take the 9 is the minimum age, but it requires that you fully express the Islamic ideal of having 4 wives. So that basically you have 36 years under your.
But if you have 4 9-year-olds, does that make it a 36-year-old?
I mean.
I think.
I mean, I think it makes it a daycare, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, like that. I've been defending you my whole morning, but if you keep doing this, then you're doing it to yourself.
Fuck, it's funny. I appreciate Big Sad. I like.
Oh wow! Imagine you doing
I honestly do. I actually appreciate him in many different ways. His knowledge on a variety of different subjects is really inspirational.
He appreciates you.
Shut up, Daniel.
Not as much as he
I'm gonna keep on
appreciates
doing that back to
chatter,
you.
though, like that.
No.
Look at Lisa stirring the pot.
Let's talk about chatter. Let's go back to back and roll.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I love Ron. No, this is not about personality.
Me too. But have you ever heard that thing about like whoever slaps you is just to show you how much I love you? This is hurting me more than it's hurting you.
Oh my god.
By the powers of Grayskull.
So Issa, you don't understand Rowan.
Yeah, I don't understand him. He's
Rowan
Australian.
he's
Nobody understands Australians. Sorry.
He is impervious to feedback, and therefore none of this hurts him. The only thing that hurts him is the suggestion that he may either be an investor or an employee of Chatter. Everything else is completely irrelevant to him. It doesn't get through.
That he dates, you know, he doesn't date.
Oh yeah. The idea that he might actually have a date also offends him, but that's
true.
Everything else he's.
My God, you guys have you're like, wow. It's taken you like 3.5 years to be able to get that. I get it. It's amazing.
We're special.
Wow.
Oh, and by the way, Ruth put the terms and conditions or whatever privacy policy link in the chat from the app, and guess what? It's broken. So, are we gonna apologize again to Glennis? Because she was right.
Oh my God. Is it okay?
Well, that's one more thing. She doesn't like being wrong.
I'm going to say it in English again.
But I just want to trigger him.
Look, I just want to say Guatemala was 197 out of 200 in terms of the IQ, the medium IQ test, and I just want to say that Isa is fantastic because she
why do you
managed to
feel
break
so
them all.
insecure, Rohan, that you always have to attack
So
her
first of all,
intelligence? I mean,
no, it's going for me. Isa, you didn't listen to what I said. I'm going to say. Can I say it slowly? I'll say it slowly for Isa, okay?
So is it a sign of intelligence to be beaten by a group of birds in a war?
Policy.
Very smart.
Apple. And
Excuse me to say I'm very smart for being a woman.
Yes.
I mean,
we had this conversation the other day.
I mean, don't judge
easy to be a woman.
She's a woman and Guatemalan, so she's like relatively very smart.
With me. Yeah.
I mean, for being a Guatemalan woman, she's brilliant. I mean, we gotta give her credit.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. Actually, if she will go back to Guatemala, the score will go up by like 50 positions.
Minimum.
The average.
Minimum.
The average.
Yeah.
Daniel, can you be more specific of what positions you're talking about?
Cat
I will DM you.
Doggy. Yeah.
We salute you, those who are about to die.
Who wants to move to Iraq to build a family?
Well,
I'm just looking at the side chat. Apparently, I want to exterminate Gaza.
Hang on, Sarah. Do you want to move? Is now a good time to move to Iraq? What do you
Sarah
think?
is considered the senior citizen, though.
Daniel,
Yeah, that's true.
Daniel, how much is a foot-long subway in Germany?
9 or 10 euros.
Really?
Yeah.
wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
How much is in UK?
I don't buy them, but do you know what? I don't actually know. Probably about £8.
Oh, so yeah, like 9 euros.
Yeah.
Here it's 22.
What the fuck?
What? That's Switzerland for you. Amazing.
You want me to send you Subway in the mail?
Yes.
What is that, like 70% tax?
No, we have very low taxes. Things are just very expensive here.
That doesn't make any sense. Why is it so expensive?
They just make it expensive because it's Switzerland.
That's not an answer.
It's like the McDonald's. The McDonald's prices are different around the world based on the economy.
Okay, so here a Big Mac menu. Let me see right now how much it costs. How much is it for you? Give a look in Uber Eats.
Well, the Swiss are pretty wealthy, right? Like their average.
Yeah, but we spend all our money with prices like this.
I mean, the rent is outrageous in Switzerland too, right? Like
what?
The most expensive. Rent is one of the most expensive in Switzerland.
No, rent is not that expensive. UK is probably more expensive than Switzerland. But yeah, it's expensive. But
I thought Zurich was one of the most expensive cities.
The average rent in the UK is about 12,500.
For what? For one bedroom?
I don't know. I just saw that stat saying it's the average, the median. I don't really know what that.
I don't know. When I was living in the UK, I was paying 1,300 for a shared flat.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm lucky I own my property, so I'm cool. But I just like fuck, man. I don't know how people.
For here, I paid 2,000 for a one-bedroom apartment. Well, actually, 2,100. Yeah, they just increased it.
That's
like
wild.
300. Yeah, in the last year.
I see this liquidity crisis that's coming around the corner. It's gonna hit now. But then, you know, it will level out and all that shit. But it's a good time to invest, okay?
So how much is the menu, Daniel? Of Big Mac?
Let me check.
Is it for just the burger or is it for the meal as well?
No, the menu, yeah.
You got so quiet. Rowan, can you talk about chat?
Yeah, so look, this is fantastic app.
Give me a prize.
Yeah, there's another 8 rockets that have been fired from Lebanon towards Western Galilee. Nobody has been
Oh my gosh.
hurt, thank goodness. And earlier there were 15 rockets that were fired from Lebanon into the Western Galilee. This is probably close to about 23 rockets that have been fired in total so far in the last short while.
Iran has come out with a statement saying they don't want to respond to Israel because they're going to take the high road, but they can't control Hezbollah.
Okay, so let me just, can I understand something? Lebanon, does Hezbollah have control of the Lebanese?
Yes, they're part of the government there, but they don't actually have control of the military, ironically, but they are the majority of the government.
But as I understood in Lebanon, it's like each political party or something like that has his own militia. So
No, just the Hezbollah. Hezbollah is like I think two. I don't know how many seats they have in the parliament. Something like 2 maybe. Not. I need to check. And they have their own militia. And there's also the Lebanese army, which is like the official army.
Okay, so is this who's shooting the bomb?
The Hezbollah.
The Hezbollah. Their militia.
The militia group. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And the Lebanese
Israel
people,
wants.
Do the Lebanese people support what Hezbollah is doing writ large, or not?
Some don't want. Some think correctly that going into war will destroy their economy even further. I mean, they're already in a shit place, and they're going into war. That it's not their war. Also, like they have no beef with Israel about it. It's all about Gaza. Even Hezbollah said that if there would be a ceasefire with Gaza, they will also ceasefire. It's not the Lebanese issue. But the Lebanese are being dragged, same as the Yemenis, are being dragged. I mean, they lost their port the other day because of their engagement with this Palestinian story. And the Yemenis are paying for it, and the Lebanese will have to pay for it. This is why Israel is also trying to say that the war will be against Lebanon and not against Hezbollah, to try and put some more pressure on Hezbollah from within Lebanon.
Okay. If the Hezbollah is such good friends with Hamas, why don't they have enough political clout within Lebanon to get approval to bring in the refugees?
That's really simple, because throughout the Middle East, they don't want Palestinian refugees. Yeah. A, because wherever they go, they try to overthrow the government. And B, because when you solve the refugee crisis among Palestinians, then you take the pressure off of Israel. And at the end of the day, most of these countries really just want Israel not to exist.
Okay,
yeah,
so
there is I mean, like all the Arab states, like I don't know if it's 53, 56, I never remember the number, but all of them do not want Palestinians, refugees. They don't, because as Jeff said, every time they go there, they have done something. They have killed presidents, they have done how do you say, all these revolutions and whatever, and they always end up kicked out. So even their own people don't want them.
Right. And I get that. I guess I was just thinking that makes sense from the rest of the Lebanese. I was just thinking, if Hezbollah is such, if they have the same goals, but like you said, it makes sense if their primary focus is the destruction of Israel.
Correct. They don't care about the people.
Yeah.
They see it as martyrdom, and people are actually okay with it, because if they die like that, they go straight to heaven. You know, that's an honorable way.
And Hamas is Sunni, and Hezbollah is Hezbollah is a Shia, and Hamas is Sunni. They don't really have a lot in common, and what unites, like all those Arab militias, is basically their hate to Israel. And if Israel did not exist, they would just kill each other.
Yeah. Okay. So, for example, like that's what I was about to say, Daniel. So that's a great segue. Like when it came to like the Syrian civil war, Hezbollah and Hamas were actually on different sides of that, because Hezbollah was supporting the Shia minority that actually rules Syria, and Hamas was supporting the majority of Syrians who are Sunni.
Interesting. So Hamas, Sunni, they're the ones that they see a difference between government and religion, and they are not necessarily for caliphate.
No. The Hamas charter is for an Islamic state. Period.
I thought that was one of the differences. I thought the Shia was more about caliphate.
No, you're just incorrect on that.
So what's the main difference then?
Ali, who was the imam, the proper caliph after Muhammad? That it's strictly religious.
Okay.
Ironically, the difference isn't even whether Ali was an appropriate caliph. It was whether he was the second or the fourth.
Saudis are Sunni as well, right?
Basically everyone's Sunni except for Iran. That's not quite accurate, but it's good enough because no one else mattered.
So, but why are Sunnis more likely to be like democratic?
No one in the region is likely to be democratic, Holly.
I mean, more so than like Iran.
No. In fact, Iran is closer to democratic than most of the other Islamic states. They at least go through the farce of an election. But at the end of the day, none of them are actually democratic.
Okay, thank you.
Rowan, I've got a question for you. What does it say to you that Holly's asking all these questions and McZed isn't interrupting at all?
McZed's on the toilet, clearly.
Clearly. By the way, this just in, Ismail Hania did not die in his bed like a dog. He actually died on the toilet.
That's right.
Is there a bracha for that?
Where do you bring this, by the way? Or is it just a joke?
No, it's true.
Daniel, I bring it from a very authoritative source, and how dare you question it?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Daniel, let me ask you a question.
Oh, well, I've looked up the word gullible in the dictionary, and I found a photo of Daniel.
No, I tell you why it doesn't make sense. This is why. Well, never mind. It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a joke, but I'm also curious why you think it doesn't make sense.
Because I will tell you, because they planted the. That helps me. It kind of like gives me a push. They planted the bomb under the bed, and it's not a huge bomb. And basically, the
What do you mean by a bomb?
It's like a 3-inch by 6-inch like cube.
What's a bomb?
Yeah, it makes a big noise. Okay, and then people fall.
Okay.
Anyway, the cube.
So Daniel, is what you're saying is you wouldn't be satisfied by 3 inches?
Well,
3 inches is we'll give.
Yeah,
will be
3 inches. You don't even. You don't. 3 inches. You don't feel anything. Anyway, the cue to detonate it was there were like people on a tree dressed in green, like outside, waiting to see when the lights turn off. So when the lights turn off,
that's just what the Zionists want you to believe.
Yeah, okay, I understand. I mean, I'm a Zionist, but. So this is what I say, it doesn't. Yeah, it could be, but this is what I said. Like it doesn't. Yeah, maybe he closes the light when he poops.
Ismail Hania actually is one of those people who takes off all his clothes before he poops and then has to shower. He's just like rap.
Well, if he's doing this with the lights off, I would consider it indiscriminate bombing. If he goes to the toilet without lights, it's indiscriminate.
Yeah,
Indiscriminate bombing?
For the record, it is a war crime if you assassinate someone on a toilet.
Why?
Is that true?
No, it depends if it's number one or number two.
No, that's like base. If they're on the toilet, they're shooting at you. You're not going to touch them.
Norm, it's a war crime if you sit down to pee and you're a man. Like, let's talk.
I agree with that. That's a crime.
The toilet is like an embassy. So
what is the psychological analysis of a man that sits down to pee?
As a man that sits down to pee, it is for cleanliness purposes. I don't want no flap splashback. I don't want to like.
That is the least shocking revelation of the morning. That you sit down to
option. You don't have to worry about aiming. That's why.
It's more likely that because you're closer to the source.
No.
For the record, you do have to worry about your balls in the water.
Also, it's easier to read and you can learn a language.
Right. And just for the record, I only do that at my house. I don't do that in public. I will stand. But at home, yes, I pee sitting.
You don't have to share any jealous. You don't need to share anything on Clubhouse. Like I understand the openness, but
come on, you see, this is the type of thing that you will never be able to take to chatter. Oh my God, my love is here. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, this is the type of thing that you will not be able to take to chatter. What?
Rohan got jealous because you were like
he's my future husband.
My 5-year-old is going through a stage where he poops by putting his feet on the toilet and squatting in the air.
What do you mean? Is there any other way?
Get him those little stools that he can rest his feet in front of him.
But
That's actually a better way to do
it
it.
might be.
I don't think he wants his butt touching the toilet. I think he's.
But the squatting
Just
position,
get him those
you
little
might
stools.
appreciate it. You should try this though.
What is it?
The squatting position may be working better for him.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like physically.
I think
It's
they
called a
call it
squatty
squatty
potty.
potty.
Yeah, you can get a squatty potty.
Yeah, that's much better for them. Because their feet don't touch the floor, so it's like they feel like they're gonna fall in.
It also puts.
Oh my God, you're right, Al. I totally forgot that sensation because, like, I've been full grown for like 40 years. But you're entirely right. I remember as a little kid being afraid of falling in the toilet. I haven't felt that in a long.
What is that? Only in the toilet. What is that?
What is
Well,
what?
I'm really glad I brought this up. Okay, I'm gonna look into squatty pot.
I think we should change
Is that
the title of the room.
Slotty potty?
Squatty potty, yeah. We're a full service room.
I heard slutty. Slutty
squatty
potty.
potty.
Oh, well, whatever you're into, Ethan, we're not judging here.
Could you mod me, please, so I can change the title of the room?
No.
Listen, this is not funny. You're modding all these men who you like less than you like me. This is not right.
No, the reason is because you're out of control.
Not today.
And for the record, I think you're denying Nora her femininity, Norm, and that is not okay.
And also, don't assume my gender.
That's also true. Daniel, you're blue. You're in need of a dye.
Yeah, you're not a gender. You're a blender because you're blue.
I think it's time that I would change my PTR. I want to change my brand.
I think it's time that
Yes, I agree. I want to see a new picture of you.
Actually, I want to see a picture of you. Can you send me one? Can you send me?
No, not like that, but I'm just.
Daniel?
Send you what?
Give me a break. Of course you want to see him like that.
On Telegram, I want to see you.
I said again, I couldn't hear you.
Can you send me a photo of you on your Telegram dressed so I can see you?
Dressed? Oh, I don't have those.
Lisa, I sent you a picture yesterday. Isn't that enough?
Yeah. Yeah, he sent me a photo by accident. He deleted it immediately. I wonder who he was sending it to.
Yeah, the world wants to know. But
yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering.
Hey, Issa, do you block Ewan?
Ewan? No, why would I block him?
I don't know. Someone apparently has him blocked.
He always comes in my rooms, and I'm always a mod. There's no way I'm blocking.
I mean, there's other people that are mods on stage.
Why don't you share his profile? Hold on, share the link to his profile, and all the mods need to check whether they're blocking him, and that's it. So share the link, you click on the profile, if you're blocking him, you unblock him, and that's it, that's that.
I follow him.
Only because I know all the mods well, I will say that it would either be Tonya or Nora, because everybody else is...
No, my boyfriend doesn't block anyone.
I'm just saying, I don't know your boyfriend so well, so...
Yeah.
Is jealousy?
Tonya is not blocking him.
It ain't me. I follow him.
I wonder who.
Okay, Sarah, can you put the link in the chat?
Actually, before we go down this road, Sarah, just send him the link to the room, because it might just be a glitch.
Yeah, that's what was the other day, because he couldn't get in either, but no one was there. I mean, it's always the same people he hangs out with.
It's probably a glitch, and he's just stupid. So, Sarah, can you take care of it?
That's actually very well.
I've done it. Let's see. He's just clicked it on WhatsApp, so give it a second.
Who is it, Ewan? I had this happen one time. Someone couldn't get in the room, so I moved someone down.
It's Sarah's baby daddy.
Don't worry, because if you're not a mod, you don't have blocking power, so it's just one of the mods.
Oh, you know, I'm aware. I just think it's probably the thing that he needs to be sent the link.
I think it could be Nora.
Okay, let's
He
try.
doesn't
Let's
see,
calm her
she
down.
really doesn't seem like someone who blocks a lot of people.
Yeah,
Okay,
but especially
tell him to
not
try.
Owen. He's pretty harmless. I'd be very
Tell him to
surprised.
try again.
Can you just call him Ewan?
No.
Ewan.
Ewan.
I think it's pronounced ew and.
No, it's
Ewan.
you, like a sheep.
You.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, it was Nora.
Oh, there
Hey,
is.
Nora left.
No,
No,
she
I
got
dropped
moved.
her to the audience.
Wow.
Oh, what's up?
She has absolutely blown up my idea of Kentucky Muslims.
What is that?
She into chicken?
I didn't think they would block Ewan.
Oh, hey everyone, how are you?
Hey, Ewan.
How y'all doing there, Ewan?
I'm doing great, bro.
What did you do to Nora, Ewan?
Nice to see you, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, seriously, what did you do to Nora, man?
I have no idea.
I'm
Whatever.
pretty sure she was the one who had you blocked.
Yeah, because I just moved her, and now he could get in.
Yeah.
Oh, what did he do?
Mind
to
you,
Nora?
I mean, at the same time, like, Ewan had some problems earlier. It was a couple of days ago getting into the room, and then somebody sent him a link, and he came in, so that's why. Abby, let's talk about medals. How are you?
I'm good. Is McZed up? I have to give him shit. McZed.
Don't tell me you actually won a bet.
He's not up. He hasn't interrupted about 15 minutes.
Oh, Mike Zed, yeah.
That's true.
Mike Zed,
Is he
Tim
sleeping?
said that you owe him $150 because he won the bet.
Do you know what he did to me?
What
What
did
did
he
you
do?
do?
He started talking in a room, like graphically, like a horror movie. Like he was reading a script from a horror movie about a scorpion, and just like describing the scorpion as it slithers around and it stings. And he didn't shut up about it. And every time I change the subject, he starts talking about scorpions again, right? Do you know, that was like in the morning. That night, I see my new dog like sniffing something on the ground. A scorpion. I haven't had 2 years. I haven't had one. McZed starts saying this to me. The dog.
He's a witch.
He's a fucking witch.
How big
Oh,
was it?
Mike Zed, you went too far this
It
time.
was unbelievable. I mean, telling you, for 2 years, I have had nothing. McZed talked.
How
So
big was
you
the
have like a.
scorpion?
You see, Ron, you need to be careful with
Abby-
him. Treat him well, or he will send shit to your
So
house.
Abby, you have a scorpion in your backyard, and you blame the Jews, right?
Blaming the Jews.
Exactly, you're blaming the Jews.
Again, the religious ones as well.
It's the Mexican Jewish gardeners that are in my back. I just
I'm
couldn't
very
believe it.
confused. Since when does Daniel have hair?
I always had a hair. It was just blonde.
Oh, look, it's a new picture.
Oh my god, he's so handsome. I hated that he's gay.
But why are you only showing half your face though?
Because I still trying to kind of keep my privacy against all kinds of IRGC agents that are here.
Oh, okay.
Soren's not
Is
here.
Soren here?
Soren did in the
No.
room this morning.
Where is
Yes,
he?
he was here earlier.
No, he comes after work. Right now it's just 5 p.m.
Issa, who did
I
I
haven't
wake
seen him
up
since
to
they announced the
yesterday?
pack.
What?
Who did I
Lauren
wake up
is
to
here.
yesterday? I fell
I
asleep in the
hate
room.
the Jews. I am.
Oh my god.
sorry.
Hold on.
I didn't know Daniel was gay. Daniel, you are hot.
He is very hot.
He's hot.
Ollie, for the record, all Jews are
The
hot.
moment he decides not to be gay anymore, I call dibs.
I fell asleep in the room yesterday, woke up like 5 in the morning my time to a Holocaust
woke.
denier guy who's calling for a caliphate. Who was that guy?
Habib.
Was I in the room?
Habib.
It
Was I in the room?
I thought so.
No, it was the other room. It was Ron's room, like a healthy debate.
Daniel, who
Abby's-
was that guy?
On
Abby, he's
healthy
available
debate.
for weddings.
I don't
Abby,
know, I
he's
just remember
available
it.
for weddings and bar mitzvahs. Okay, I'll get you his
Oh
number.
my God.
His name is Habib, I remember, and he had like a PTR of some text.
He wanted a caliphate that we're all taking over.
Yes.
We're going to take over.
And he thinks that Hitler was right and all that, the whole shebang, like everything.
They
He wants
always
the
think
whole
Hitler
shebang.
was right, and
Yes.
it didn't happen at the same time.
Yeah, there was only a few people that died. was one of the things.
Did you hear that the Jews had swimming pools in the?
Been justified, but it didn't happen.
Well, you did hear that the Jews had swimming pools in the concentration camps, and they were, just happy and protected, right? That's what I've been hearing going around.
This guy was something. If it was scary enough about the denial, then he started about Islam taking over the world, and that he's going to save us all, and he's going to save the Jews, the Christians, and we have to face the facts that they're coming in and taking over. That's the first time I've heard that like hardcore on.
You never spoke to MC, right?
MC? No, I don't think so.
I think it's the same, along the same lines.
Yeah, but the guy said he was Jewish. Was that the one that said he was?
He said he grew up Jewish because he had a Jewish father and he doesn't want to talk about his mother, and then he converted to Islam.
Who is this?
And I asked him, Habib, his name.
Sadly, I know who you're speaking about. Kelly was, I think, a mod in the room, and I think actually there was, was Daniel there? There were some people having a really,
I was there.
There was actually, there was somebody named Bob who actually was a Moroccan born, who actually was really awesome. He was like, no, the Quran does not say that, because this guy's going on about how 800 million people are going to die in the next few years, and it's all going to be the West and Israel against Iran, and oh my God, just no. The guy was, and he kept going for hours, and he just was, And the interesting thing enough that was really, really weird is he was like, I grew up Jewish. Both my parents were Jewish, and it's like, okay, well, what the hell happened? Because you you didn't just decide to leave with it. You just did a 180 and went to the extreme sick entity. Mental health issues, maybe? I don't know. But
I don't believe it. I think that's just part of the mental warfare.
Yeah, he was particularly unpleasant, but Kelly and Bob, whom I'm not familiar with, but Bob, born in Morocco, he did a fantastic job of actually literally reading from the Quran in Arabic and challenging. This guy was saying this stuff, and Bob's like, nope, here it is. This place, this thing here, this story here, this here, and he reads off in Arabic, and she's just is perfect fluent Arabic, and I'm just like, yes, whoever Bob is, oh my gosh, heart. So the person you're talking about, no, if he's in the room, don't even screw it. He's lost cause. Shit.
It's not a question of that. He's like, that's the people that really, if he was for real and not just trying to play a game, that's the people that get radicalized that you really have to watch. The stuff about the caliphates and trying to do it in the U.S. was just crazy.
But it's honest.
He was either honest or looking for shock value. It was one or the other.
Can we go back to interrogating Rowan for his financial interest in chat?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, Rowan. All right. Do tell, spill the beans about chatter. Come on.
Hey, Diego.
Hey.
Oh, Rohan, just to let you know, I am still waiting for my chatter invite. So, just when those open up, just add me at the bottom of the list when you make your way through all your invite people. I promise I'm well behaved.
Rowan, I too am waiting for a chatter invite because I like to be invited places.
You're not in chatter? I got in just so that I could criticize it a little bit more.
I don't feel the need to actually come from knowledge to criticize it. So, like, I'm better.
Yeah, that's right.
Funny because it's true.
Although I will say that I have been convinced that, in fact, by accusation that Nelson's an anti-Semite is apparently outdated.
What do you mean he's an anti-Semite? What did he say?
Oh, no. There was a time where he was hosting really bad rooms, and apparently he has grown as a human being.
No, he's like pro-Israel.
Yeah. Apparently he's learned, and he's now understands the situation far better.
Yeah, he came neutral, and he had like a lot of rooms about the war, and I guess he heard both sides. One was propaganda, one made sense.
And the other
he made a
didn't.
decision.
Exactly.
I still think that Abby shouldn't be blaming a Jew for a scorpion on her.
Totally. I mean, 2 years I haven't had one.
Well, I think you should blame the Jews, Abby. You just shouldn't give McZed that much credit.
I mean, can you? My dog was sniffing. Luckily, it was dead, but it was, it was actually a bigger size one. The little ones are the ones that really can hurt you. The babies are more dangerous, believe it or not. But I just hadn't seen one. I mean, it's a big deal out here. We have them.
Are you calling for the genocide of babies?
I was bragging about how we have them, but I haven't seen them.
Abby is on one today.
Are you really complaining about a dead scorpion?
Yeah,
He's going for genocide of the little
baby. Fucking witch.
He's blaming the Jews.
McZed is a witch.
And a scorpion can look like a stick, and then it'll pop up.
Exactly.
Really?
You don't know, because it's the color of the surface that it's on. It's like
beige sometimes. Yeah.
Beige.
Sneaky
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
But McZed didn't just say you're going to have one. He starts going off describing in detail, and every time I shut him up, he did it again, and he did it again. He was like wishing it on me.
That's just
fucking witch.
I have to say, it's really weird that he's been quiet this long.
I know.
Maybe he's asleep.
Yeah, now he needs to say no more scorpions.
You had
Abby, did you send him the scorpion?
No, but I should send him a hospital bill if my dog. You can really get hurt from those.
Hey, Daniel, mute up when you pick.
No, I'm cooking. I'm washing my hands. Give me a second.
What are you cooking? Anything good?
Now I'm making sauce for the pasta.
He's in Germany. It's impossible to cook something good.
Actually, this is why I have to cook. You cannot buy something good in Germany.
Oh, but the German bread is my favorite.
Yeah,
every time I go to Germany, I really have to eat bread because they have so much diversity of bread. You have potato bread, you have a black bread. It's amazing.
I gotta tell you,
it's is a bakery.
We have good bread in Switzerland too, but it's not as good as Germany.
What about the pretzels?
Yeah, pretzels they're good as well, but it's just the variety of bread that Germany has is crazy, and it's all very healthy.
Every fifth store is a bakery here.
But the people aren't fat, right?
No, it's actually no. Not like in the United States.
Because it's very healthy bread as well. It's bread that it's not processed. It's proper bakery. Proper.
Can you mute me? Can you mute me? I need to wash. Can you mute me? I need to wash my hands again.
No, it's okay. You're not annoying me. It's just Jeff. Let him be sensitive.
It's true. I'm very sensitive.
I'm actually impressed that this room lasted this long. It was supposed to die.
I mean, I slept through it.
I know.
Apparently I'm muted.
And I came back a couple of times, and you were going in a conversation with Nora, and then I remember vaguely I was also kind of like asleep that Aya was having a discussion with Nora about the Quran.
Yeah, Nora.
Nora was saying that everything was like he can choose.
Talking about the court.
Who is Nora?
Nora is a Kentucky Muslim that we
She's
were
in the
discussing
audience.
the Quran. She's
back
in the
on
stage,
stage
not
now.
stage. She's here. We were having a very good conversation.
She's very attractive.
Does she know our Kentucky rabbi?
Diego, she doesn't
No, I
like
didn't
Mexico.
ask her that. That's a good question.
Is she Louisville or Lexington? He's Louisville, isn't he?
She disagreed.
He's Louisville, but I didn't ask her.
No self-respecting Muslim would be in Lexington.
Laura, do you have you unblocked?
There is Maxad.
Mixad, you're dead, man.
I had him unblocked. I unblocked him. I had him blocked. I just unblocked him.
Nora, are you Lexington or
Yeah,
Louisville?
Nora, I moved you down because you were a mod and you unblocked, so I had to move you down.
Nora, are you in Louisville?
Use your green bean again.
No, there.
Why did you have him blocked out of curiosity?
I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but it's all good.
Hey, McZed, you might want to pay your debts up because I go to other rooms and people keep telling me about how you're in debt for losing a bet.
Mixad, do you know what you did to me?
No.
Guess what I found that night after you went off and you wouldn't shut up about it? On my floor. My dog found it.
Scorpion.
You know what you did.
Fucking asshole for that.
Oh man, listen, you live in the den of scorpions. It's not my fault.
It was your fault. I hadn't had one in 2 years, and you started going into minutia about every
About how you
molecule.
live surrounded by scorpions, and I guess that brought all the scorpions to come hear what I was talking about.
Were you like, are you like a witch? Were you like?
Yeah, I'm kind of like a Rumpelstiltskin. If I go to a place where it's obvious the plague that will befall it, I'll talk about it, and then the plague will happen.
The point here, Maxad, is that she's blaming a Jew for having a Scorpio in her garden.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the garden. It came into the bedroom.
I was a Pied Piper of scorpions, not rat.
Guys, quick question.
Hold on. Before you change the topic, Maxad, Tim won the bet.
That's right.
Biden stepped down even before the second debate, so he won $150. When are you going to pay, and how are you going to pay?
I don't know. I got to talk to Tim. Set something up.
He really needs the money because his country is burning.
Which country is he? He's Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland, yeah.
Is he Ireland or Northern Ireland?
Northern Ireland.
Right, he's Northern Ireland.
Hey, McZed, can I suggest sending him a gift card to a store that doesn't exist in Northern Ireland, please?
Maybe I should send him some scotch.
McZed, if you were looking for excuses why not to pay, talk to Soren. He will give you some ideas.
Yeah, anyway, sorry, Simon. You wanted to say something.
Maybe you should pay for his therapy.
Yeah, I think that you should send him a gift card to a Jewish company.
A one-way ticket to Palestine.
Yeah, it was mostly for Daniel because he has all this information, or Mayor, whoever. Was it Hezbollah that bombed the Israeli embassy?
When?
Was it in Argentina?
In Argentina, it was Hezbollah.
Okay. Can you guys send me
What's
a
Hezbollah
link?
doing in Argentina?
Sure.
I mean, they're
What are the Nazis doing in Argentina?
They're trying to hide.
They fled.
They're probably all dead by now.
Yeah, right now.
Why does Argentina have a large Jewish population?
Actually, in the war is still alive. Or?
It's not that large.
Unless you were born.
Well, Diego, why don't you tell us?
It doesn't really. Most Argentinians.
Diego, why does...
I only ask the questions.
I'm just asking, do you have any idea?
Simon, in the chat.
No,
I really don't. But
You
I
don't?
do know about this thing called the Havar Agreement. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Why would Nazis and Jews end up in the same country after the war?
I don't know. I think it's really curious, but I mean, you come up with a lot of conspiracies when it comes to Jews, from what I remember.
Actually, the Jews
I'm
were in
just a
Argentina before.
student of history, you know? What can I say?
You're not a scientist, right?
Yeah. You're a hack student of it.
Whoa.
I'm just interested in that esoteric stuff. If you guys ban that book, I get interested and I try to buy it.
Whoa.
It's just my nature. I'm curious like that.
Maybe we should ban like a few books that like teach logic and reasoning. People might get smarter.
Right.
You must own very few books because we don't ban many.
Right.
Diego. Well, when the Nazis burned all those books, right, and most of them were by Jewish authors, I'd want to read those books. Like, why were they banned? I heard it's because they had lewd content and stuff, but since they don't exist anymore.
Here in America, there's no banned books.
So, what is your opinion of the Protocols of the Elders of Zion?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
It's not banned in America.
I'm against that plan.
You're against that plan, but do you believe the book?
I don't know, man. I don't know. That I've heard that it's a hoax. I've heard others say that it's real. I don't know.
Hoax.
What do you say, Diego? You're the one with critical.
I don't know.
But what is a hoax? What you say, Diego? You don't know what you say?
No, I mean I wouldn't know how to vet whether it's authentic or not.
If you can't vet that book, you shouldn't vet anything. That's real easy to vet.
Is it true because it is printed?
Which book are we discussing?
Protocol.
Let it be written so that that's what I figured. Diego's not capable of being in a room and not talking about Jewish conspiracy theory.
Yes.
I didn't bring it up.
Yes.
You brought up Argentina, Diego.
I asked you a question about
he brought up
your thoughts were.
Diego, you brought it up. We were talking about the embassy in Israel that was bombed by Hezbollah, and you were the one bringing up why the Nazis were in Argentina.
Right.
The Nazis, not the Jews.
No, you said
you did bring up the Jews.
Also there.
Then I brought up the Jews because the point is, you guys are asking why is Hezbollah in Argentina? It's like, well, why are all these
person asked why is Hezbollah in Argentina, and you brought up a conspiracy. Hezbollah's in Argentina because they're Lebanon. Why wouldn't they be in Argentina? That's not surprising.
Right.
Because they're in Lebanon makes them
no,
president
because
in Argentina?
they are in Lebanon, so they would have an embassy in Argentina. What's hard to understand? That's not a conspiracy.
But we're not talking about the Lebanese embassy. We're talking about the Israeli embassy, aren't we?
Right, but why would Hezbollah be in Argentina? Because they are Lebanon. So it's not surprising that they would have in the Lebanese embassy someone that can go to the Israeli embassy and make something go boom. This wasn't a
you guys have to help me though. I thought Hezbollah is South Lebanon.
The global school.
Hezbollah is part of the government of Lebanon also.
Diego, I thought you're a student of history. They're part of the government.
I can read all history. It's a fantastic student of history.
Wow.
It's very selective. Very selective.
Well, it's not history. It's happening now.
So much fun without having to like deal with people who like have a clear animus against the.
I like Diego better when he speaks about economy. Diego, can we talk about something else?
No, he was dead wrong.
IP rights.
No, please no arguments.
Did you guys resolve the IP debate?
No.
Yes, Issa sobered up and she realized she was wrong.
No, I didn't say I was wrong. No, that never.
Simon, right? That happened. Simon,
I concur. She said that everything I said was complete nonsense, and so did Diego. And IP rights and property rights for the win. It's on the same umbrella. Let's go.
Simon, can you put the microphone? Simon, can you put the microphone just a little bit further?
Hey, don't talk like that on the microphone.
Let's be clear. Intellectual property is an important thing to protect for men.
Please don't disturb the microphone.
Yeah, don't swallow the microphone, please.
Women don't have intellectual property. Is that what you're saying?
Diego, correct.
They're not capable of creating it.
Correct.
Men are the intellectual property.
Women are property, right?
Correct.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Say it louder.
Say it loud and clear.
I'm trying to understand the purpose of a gay man saying women are property, but
wake it up.
Maybe I should say.
What do you mean?
Maybe I
You
should.
can sell them. You can the property. Look at 9 and up. They could be sold for marriage.
Maybe it will make sense.
Owner.
Look, Jeff, Daniel's just a minimalist, okay?
6'5" blue eyes, right?
I will not use them as a sex slave. I promise that.
Daniel, do you want to buy me?
I can't afford you. You're in Switzerland. Everything is very expensive.
Are you serious? Did you just ask that?
If you move to Guatemala back,
Oh my god.
a Zionist caliphate. I just saw it. Oh, that's funny.
What's the euro right now, Lisa?
has a Swiss
I
franc.
don't know, like
She doesn't
one
care.
almost, I think. But let me check.
1.4. So.
No, there's been changes in the last few days.
Yeah, actually, I haven't checked either the franc. Give me a second. I just have salt in my hands. Let me see. €1 is $109. So $1 is 92 cents.
Euro cents.
That wouldn't make any sense if you think about it. You're missing a
Any
penny.
sense?
What?
You overestimated by a penny, right?
Arbitrage.
Right?
No,
if
so
a euro is
the-
$1.09, then a dollar should be it should be what, 91?
Correct, 91.
Right.
But it's it must be the decimals, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so the strongest one right now is the British pound, 79 pence.
Not for long.
And then the franc, which is 86 cents. And then the euro, 92 cents.
See, I have to calculate the rate plus the VAT amount from each place. Like some places seem to take a bigger commission off than others. Then I can figure out if it's worth the purchase of it. It's a whole mental exercise. It's been so much cheaper to buy stuff in Europe.
Well, it depends where in Europe.
Oh, my last time was in France, but it's like 13%, 14% back.
I think if you're a middleman, you probably like that there are different currencies and there's exchange rates. Kind of like people that seek rent from intellectual property are also kind of like middlemen who make money off of other people's labor. But if you're an entrepreneur, these things just make things more expensive.
I'm just trying to buy a fucking purse.
Simon, bless
That's it. I'm just buying a purse and seeing where I can get it cheaper.
So this is what happens when you ask Diego to share on economics. That's his share on economics.
That's what happens. What?
I just believe in free markets, unlike Simon.
Let me explain something to
Daniel
Diego.
to share on economics.
Diego, it's supply and demand. It's all about supply and demand. You nail
That's
the
right.
right purse, you're going to sell it at a profit on the open market back in the U.S. So correct, it's a commodity. But so you're going to work the number.
It is.
You get the best rate of exchange. You pay in the currency. You don't pay in your currency. You pay in their currency when you pay, and you get the VAT back. So it's all a formula. Then you flip it in the States because you have the commodity, and then you can feed your children with the profit.
That's true, but like, for example, when the United States started, right, our currency was the Spanish dollar. And that currency was also the currency of Mexico, so there was no exchange rate. And that's more efficient than having an exchange rate, where a middleman makes a cut when he does that service for you.
I don't need a middleman. I just need a good Hermes store, basically.
It's
I mean,
not
as long
more
as the
efficient.
distinction
It's
exists,
not-
there's going to be a middleman.
Diego, it's not more efficient if the Spanish are artificially manipulating their own currency.
Or inseminated.
You're being very narrow-minded in your approach to economics.
Actually, it was the colonists who were manipulating the weight of the dollar
Whoever was manipulating whatever, if you don't have control of your own currency, it is not efficient. Your claim is therefore denied, and you should go directly.
Plus the Spanish.
Diego, have you been colonized lately? Is that what
I will appeal.
But the Spanish aren't
No, but
producing
actually,
the commodities that you need. I mean, there's
That's-
like
You could be
nothing
colonized.
coming out of
That's funny
Spain.
you said that because I don't know if you saw that
Oh.
Scheinbaum said that she wants Spain to apologize to Mexico. I don't know if you guys saw that in the news.
Really?
Colonization. Yeah.
With what, like a golden crown of "I'm sorry"?
I don't know.
She wants a golden shower.
Hey, you should just Scheinbaum things. I don't know.
That would be really
Who wants Spain to apologize?
Mexico.
Scheinbaum.
Who is
I love that Diego has to call her by her last name rather than the president. I wonder why.
What did he
Oh
say?
my god.
Really Jewy when you say her last name.
Anti-Semitism by naming someone by their name. That's incredible.
That's right.
I mean, all the other times you would talk about. Well, frankly, you never talked about a Mexican president prior to.
No, come on, but we always talk about. Let's not get that extreme. We always talk about presidents by the last name. We talk about Trump. We
Especially
talk
when
about
they're
Biden. We
Jewish
talk
women
about
in Mexico.
Maduro. We talk
Yeah,
about.
but you know,
Yeah,
Isa, if we'd ask people around here who is
But it's the way I
Scheinbaum, none of them would
pronounce it
know
that
who
sounds anti-Semitic.
that is. It's not like Netanyahu or like, you know, who's the president of, I don't know.
Scheinbaum. Yeah, but even when we were talking about when the previous president,
You know, there's this
López
funny.
Obrador, it was always the same.
Hang on. Is it Diego wants to center himself? Please go ahead.
Wait, hold on. I do want to say something apropos to this.
Yeah.
There's this funny interview where the guy Kevin Pollak, who's in A Few Good Men, is describing this amazing scene of watching Jack Nicholson deliver that incredible speech from the movie. Right? Wait, hold on. Let me land the plane here.
Okay.
So
Sure.
he says that every single time he did the take, he did it perfectly. Never had to he never made a mistake on the. He always did it in the same intonation. And he said that the first time he heard it, when he finally completed the whole speech or whatever, and he said, you know, who's gonna do it? You, Lieutenant Weinberg, and he took it as he's like, okay, who's gonna do it? You Jew. That's how he took it as an insult, and it was like a funny joke when he's delivering that thing because he says, "Who's gonna stand that post? You, Lieutenant Weinberg." I think I'm falling into that same. Just fucking saying your name sounds like I'm saying the Jew who's gonna run Mexico.
What's wrong with you?
My Mexican rabbi that's here hates her. Really does not have nice things to say about her.
Well, she's a crazy leftist.
Yeah, crazy.
And she says that she's not Jewish. Whenever she refers to it, she says, I am from Jewish parents, but she never has said, I think she renegades from it.
She's literally
Israel.
the trans Bernie Sanders.
Isn't she anti-Israel? She's giving a lot of money through narco traffic.
Yes, she's an
to
insane
Bernie Sanders.
Esau explained she's an insane leftist. She's anti anything good. She hates capitalism. She hates.
Yeah, she's just a lefty hater, just like a leftist.
Wait, who's this?
Scheinbaum.
The new president.
Diego's
the new president of.
When does she
Mexico.
come in? When she?
I
when
just
is
like
she
saying her name.
installed? Is she in already?
Yeah, he likes a shiny bottom.
Oh, fuck these leftists. Diego, you're seeing this woman?
I'm saying she's asking for Spain to apologize for colonizing Mexico.
Yeah, because she's a stupid leftist. Exactly.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
And you're seeing this woman.
Yeah, you're not.
If any country ever did another country a favor,
Diego, you're not getting any pushback here, except for the fact that you think you need to say it to a room full of mostly. We don't owe you an apology for your people electing a fucking leftist, even if her parents were Jew.
Touche.
What's that?
No, it's pronounced douche.
Mexico.
Douche.
Douche.
Oh, this is the woman from Mexico.
The woman.
Uh-huh.
Oh, now she's a woman.
But what is a woman?
So we keep repeating.
But what is a woman?
Well, what is
He's
Yeah, you
took it from me.
be devoted to childbearing.
No, not even childbearing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the thing, Simon, is that, like, for example, in this British riot thing, right? There are certain groups of people are saying you're not British even if you were born here.
It's funny watching the British riot or protest thing that's going on right now. Everyone involved are assholes. I think England would be far better off if they just killed everyone at these.
Like you say, good luck to both sides.
An asshole.
I mean, you know how many Americans I think that aren't American? Like, if you're a leftist, I don't consider you American.
Jeff, it sounds like you're saying
You might be born in the geographical location that is called America.
Yeah, there are bad people on both sides, and Simon, that's stupid.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's stupid.
I mean, that's fine.
You can be born anywhere in the world.
I don't think that's a really dumb thing that if you're a leftist, you're not American. Unfortunately, there are a problem we have to.
But Simon, to me, everyone's a leftist.
For sure, but you don't. No, not everybody's a leftist. Why?
No,
What he's saying is that
me,
you believe in leftism, you don't stand for the values of America because America is not leftist.
Right,
values.
of course, but you're.
I mean, that's a very different statement than you're not American.
Yeah, well,
you're still.
It's like if I said I'm a Mormon, and compared to me, everybody has a drinking problem.
Right.
All I gotta say is
it's exactly
got it right.
it's exactly like the president of Mexico to Diego. At the end of the day, all he's is huge. And we don't actually.
When I see Simon, I think he's a socialist. I know he doesn't think of himself as a socialist. He thinks
We
of all
don't
you
claim
guys.
each other, but Diego still thinks of her as a Jew.
So you think she's dumb because she's a Jew, or you think that she's dumb because she's a leftist?
I think she's dumb because she's a woman.
I think she's a leftist, and I think she doesn't. Yeah, she does not consider herself to be a Jew, and we don't also consider herself to be a.
Yeah, if you don't like America, you can get out.
So is she gonna like decolonize all of the Spanish out of Mexico, or are they gonna like be speaking like ancient, like South American languages after she's done?
Yep.
Is that the plan?
Yep.
God, I fucking.
Well, they wouldn't be
Wait.
speaking South American languages because they're in North America. But yeah, I get it.
They're Central America. They're not North.
Central American languages.
Mm-hmm. Issa might know a little bit about this. They've tried to pander to the native population, going back as far as
the entire narrative of the New Testament take place. Was it Rome?
It's no, it's not in Rome.
Where is it? Where was that?
But what about the Old Testament, Diego? Was that in Rome?
Jason, it's not your turn to shine.
Are you asking rhetorical questions? Or are you like?
No. I'm actually sitting here waiting for a response, which is why Jason keeps trying to interrupt. Where did the story of the New Testament
I'm not
take
your
place?
stooge, Jeff.
No, Jason, you just. Where did the story of the New Testament take place, Diego?
I'll let Jason speak for me. Go ahead, Jason.
No, he's down in the audience now. So Diego, why don't you answer the question? You're a well-read historian, so tell us.
No, I didn't say
Please.
that.
I'm trying to help you guys. All right. I'm a Gentile.
Oh, wow.
I can communicate with Diego.
Jason, no one's perfect, but you don't have to demonstrate it at the moment.
Well, Jeff, please.
Well, Jason, just hold off, maybe just for a moment. Yeah, thanks.
I'm not silencing you because you're a Gentile. I'm silencing you because it's not your turn to shine.
I'm saying I can help you guys.
You clearly know the answer to the question you're asking, so I defer to you, please.
Diego, if you can't answer where Jesus lived, you are in fact not a Christian. You are officially have adopted the religion of retard.
No. I still believe in him.
I think you might be right.
Even if I can't answer these questions.
But Diego, you don't have to answer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
you know what, Diego, you're beneath me. Go ahead and answer Jason's question.
So Diego.
So first of all, goyim is plural. You are a goy. And since you don't play nicely, you can now you have to fucking deal with Jason. Good.
Yeah, so Jeff is singular. Jeff is singular. And Diego is singular as well. And so Diego, so you're saying Mount Zion is in Rome, and you talked about people getting confused and thinking stuff.
I tried to help you, Diego.
And are you saying the Old Testament took place in or around Rome? Is that like the theory?
No,
That the Old
Jason,
Testament
are
most
you a
important
Christian?
guy in the Old Testament that wasn't God himself
Let Jason
ended up
ask him.
in Rome.
It's Jason's turn.
So Diego, go ahead. Say
So
that
I'm
again.
saying the most important guy in the Bible outside of God himself, who the only guy that actually also walked on water, ended up in Rome.
And who's that guy?
Oh,
Michael Jackson.
because for
His
the
name was
pizza.
Simon, but then he became Peter.
But you know
Correct.
But what's that have to do?
Jesus
But
and
what's that
Jesus
have to
said,
do?
You're
But what's
going
that
to
have
build,
to
Diego, he's
do?
not in the
you're
Old
going to
Testament.
build my church upon the your rock or something like that. And he is buried in Rome, and that's where the basilic is built on.
That's
So,
very nice,
yes,
Lisa, but
for
he's not
us
in
it
the
has
Old
a different
Testament.
meaning.
But he's
For
not in the Old
us, the
Testament.
Christians, the Catholics actually, not the Christians, Catholic Christians has a different meaning. So yeah, we believe in Rome
That's
as
all
being
nice,
broken
but
up.
he's
But
not-
Isa,
but
Isa,
Peter
what
is
about
not in the Old
Capernaum?
Testament.
Have you ever heard of Capernaum? It's his house, like it's on the Sea of
Capernaum.
Galilee. It's got a great view on the water, and I think he might have lived there. Do you know about that place?
The Capernaum, he's
hold on.
not
That is
Okay,
all fine, but we're talking about
Capernaum, how do you say
Peter.
it?
We're talking about
Yeah.
Simon.
Okay, so
Actually,
Diego
we're talking
says
about the
that
Old
Simon
Testament.
Diego says that Simon is like the most important guy, but Diego, Mount Zion, is it occurs or its place in history predates Simon, right? Do I have that wrong?
No, you have that right. And Simon doesn't.
Let Diego answer. Let Diego answer.
Yes, my
Diego.
Simon walks on the water as well.
Maybe the mountain
Diego.
moves to
New
Rome.
Testament.
So
Correct.
Diego, if Mount Zion's place in history is prior to Simon. Do I have that wrong, Diego?
Right, just like Simon is prior to Cephas, otherwise known as Peter.
Okay, so what is in your view? What's the relationship between Mount Zion and Rome and the narrative in the Old Testament? Is the Old Testament in the same place as Zion and Rome, or in a different place, or how are they connected?
I'm very offended. Can you refer to it as the original
Jeff,
Testament
please
and the
calm
Revised
down.
Testament?
Jeff,
hang on here.
good Jew, be a good Jew. Okay, Diego, I would really appreciate if I mean, Diego, it's fine if you don't want to answer the question. That's the thing that I was really struck by, because my understanding is there is an Old Testament narrative, there's a connection to Mount Zion, all of that occurs in the Middle East, and Rome is not in the Middle East. But you're saying Mount Zion is in Rome, and so I'm like, okay,
God has
well,
the power to change all things, Jason.
So did God move Mount Zion?
That's
or
right. He can actually move mountains.
Okay. But would you say so? You're not saying that you're not saying that the Jews are the Etruscans. They're not. Okay, and you're not saying you're not saying the Etruscans were black and then the white Romans conquered them. And Etruscan culture is lost to history, but maybe the Jews were the Etruscans, but it sounds like this is not what you're saying. So, okay, so, hey, that's cool. So God moved Mount Zion. Do I have that? Is that approximately what you're saying?
And God could also make the Romans Etruscans and the Etruscan Romans. Yeah.
And God, yes, and God could
that's
make...
all I'm saying.
But can they make Diego intelligent? That's the big question.
So the real Mount Zion is in Rome now.
Black is white, dude.
That's right.
And that's okay. Thank you. I mean, Diego, thank you for answering my questions. That's a lot for me to chew on already.
Well, Diego,
maybe you should get off the app and just kind of ruminate on it.
Do you pray to the Mayan gods? Like, who are you praying to?
Wait, I have a proof to Diego. If you go to Rome today, you will see the Arch of Titus, and you will see the artifacts from Mount Zion. etched onto the wall of the Arch of Titus. So
I will say that God's punishment to the Romans for killing Jesus is to make them Italians.
Right.
I will say that.
Do you eat spaghetti or lasagna, Tiago?
I love Asian pasta.
Asian pasta.
Udon, ramen, that kind of stuff.
Nah, Italians do it better.
Yeah.
That's true.
You're right.
That's true too.
No, I
That's
think
what I'm saying. The Italians do Zion better too.
No, that's just weird nonsense in your head.
No, it's just too much truth for you, McZed. Too much truth.
Diego,
Too much truth.
you can get yourself a leaf blower. I've got some work in my yard you can handle.
Did anybody
That's where I come up with all these ideas, by the way.
Did anybody kick Harry Bolsa?
I did. Someone
They
kicked
have not
Harry. He sent me a
recently
message
kicked
that
a
someone
Harry
kicked him.
Balzac.
Very clear it was not me. I did not kick him. I noticed.
I got kicked in my Harry ball sack.
Yeah, Harry Bolsa.
I would love to claim that I kicked him, but it doesn't matter that.
Nora, did you kick Harry out because he called you out?
Well, I did not kick him.
Well,
I was actually surprised when I saw his messages were gone in the chat. I was like,
Yeah, because I had you blocked too because you said some bad shit. You said some bad stuff. It happens. Right.
Abby, I have not talked to you. I have not.
No,
talked to you.
maybe I
Not
heard you
this time.
saying something. That can happen, you know?
Yeah, I did not.
Yeah,
kick him.
Issa, you can't mod people. They take it
Nora,
irresponsibly.
what did you say? Nora, what did you say?
Who's talking to me?
Ask her if the
Nora.
state of Israel has a right to exist and Jews have a right to have it as their indigenous
Nora,
homeland.
Nora, are you?
Israel.
Nora, are you a Zionist? Are you a Zionist?
Thank you, Jason. Oh.
No, you're not a Zionist, huh?
When did the social room become annoying?
I don't know.
When I got here, Jeff. That's when it
No,
got.
you make everything annoying. I agree, but
I know.
like I don't want to blame this on you. Actually,
Nora, everybody's just angry that you're very good looking.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate hearing that. You know, so that's why I use a black and white photo, because with color it would just be too annoying. You know. But
That's
so
great.
Nora,
Nora, Jason. No one's talking about Nora.
Nora, it sounds like you're not happy with the state of Israel. You don't support that kind of thing.
she lives in the state of Kentucky. She's entitled to just be
I
unhappy.
think the state of Israel should go get back Mount Zion that God stole and moved to.
Maybe all the Jews should just go all the way back to Rome where they belong.
I don't think
Yeah,
we should go
all
to
the
Rome.
Jews.
Stop in Kentucky to pick up some good bourbon first?
Yeah, let's do it.
And stop in Montreal for some bagels.
No, Abby, we can't get the Kentucky bourbon. It's a rock.
I'm gonna boom the room.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
3,
Everybody
2.
say goodbye to the room.
Goodbye, everybody.
Christ, and it's obviously like a sense of like, you know, irony behind it, like, you know, especially because there's these cities in the north, like you got New York mayors saying that we provide sanctuary for immigrants, and they condemn deportations, they condemn Trump's enforcement of the border. So sending up these migrants, obviously, it's kind of like a point to just show them that their ideology is not what they actually support. And obviously, it's not going to help the homeless crisis. So I agree with you there. So if we want to help the homeless crisis, we shouldn't be busing these people in. But these people are going to be in the country regardless unless we do something to enforce immigration. So I don't think, like, assuming, like, we didn't bus them to New York, but they'd be in Austin, Texas, you know? Austin, Texas, which already has a homeless crisis. filled with fucking opioid addicts. Like it's gonna harm the country anyway.
Oh, bro, your microphone's killing me, bro. Relax.
Oh, mine. Is that any better or no?
No, you got
trash.
air, bro.
You are trash.
Yeah. That is trash.
Lighting a spacecraft.
But people are forgetting about the news coverage with all the Democratic leaders, the mayors that were in El Paso, all these guys that are Democrats that were complaining about all of these people being pushed into their areas because the federal government wasn't funding it, wasn't reimbursing them. A lot of people aren't going to remember that because it was just 6 months ago or 8 months ago or whatever. But even New York's mayor came out and said, hey, we don't have any more money, like our schools or all this. It's overwhelming. And they were complaining because the federal government wasn't stepping in. So maybe that should become the headline again.
Okay, this is where I'm really trying to reach the other side, and I do think that this is where I think Matt said this as a point, foreign policy, and I do think that there's something to it where I'm trying to collect my thoughts. I thought that there were policies that America was doing to stabilize Central America so that there were less influx of migrants due to political or social turmoil. I think conservatives, in my opinion, conservatives are against giving money to anything outside. I do think that that's an investment which can help reduce the migrant crisis to America, but in a way where the dollar amount can be stretched to a part where it can help alleviate the issue. I do want to know if you guys have any thoughts about that, and I do think that that's something that can be done with the support of both parties on both